Happy evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us.
Hello, thank you.
Hello, welcome. We'll give it about a couple of minutes or so before we get started. But in the meantime, if you guys want to tell us a little bit about what city you guys represent or where we're coming from, feel free to put that on the chat to give you guys a little shout out. Or you guys can use the Q&A feature. Please, let's see. What city? Anyone from Riverside, LA area? Anywhere from out of state, internationally? Let's see. Newport Beach, Corona. Hello. Diamond Bar, Visalia. Yes. More Diamond Bar. Okay. Madrigal Rialto. I love it. We'll do one more. Anywhere else? Okay, Valley. Okay, yes. I love it. Thank you all so much. Well, first of all, before we get the party started, congratulations to not only the students, but the families, right? So huge shout out. If you guys are an iPhone user, you guys know that when you put congratulations or you type congratulations, confetti just comes down your screen. So just picture that, okay? Now, I don't know what the Android does, but hopefully it's some type of sparkly stuff coming down your screen too. But anyways, congratulations, because it takes a whole community, a whole village. Do you guys remember first day of kindergarten? And now here we are, first day of college. So super excited. But let's go ahead and get the party started. So today's session is being recorded, and welcome family and caregivers. So my name is Jennifer Garrison. Hey, that's me. Feel free to call me Jen. I'm one of the undergraduate academic advisors here within CHASS, and I specifically advise for the arts and performing arts. We do have a couple of other academic advisors that are present here with us today, and of course, all of the amazing other departments and great resources. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it, because we have a lot of great information. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let Shayla take over. Shayla, if you're here with us, please go ahead and unmute yourself and go ahead and just start presenting.
Hello, my name is Shayla. So I'm going to present on the basic needs. Our department helps target food, housing, and financial insecurity. So we have 5 main programs that help with that. Our pantry, students are able to visit once a week. They get 15 points. We have things like dry goods, hygiene products, and then recently we also went ahead and added eggs and other good stuff with our fridge. That's very exciting. We also have for student parents diapers and wipes. And then our housing assistance program, we have 2 components to it. We have housing navigation and emergency housing. Housing navigation is where we're able to assist students with barriers before they become displaced. And emergency housing is once they're displaced, we're able to put them up 2 weeks on campus, 2 weeks off campus in a hotel. Or if students need more long-term housing, they're able to actually get connected through rapid housing. We also have economics crisis response team. This is pretty much when students need help with rent, Wi-Fi, or utility bills. We're able to assist them. They fill out an application. It takes about 30 days from beginning to end. And just depending on the student situation, we're able to offer them a grant. For this program, we do require documentation, and it is our only program where we will require documentation. And then our 4th one is CalFresh Assistance. So CalFresh intern like myself assists students in filling out the application from beginning to end. And then if they have any issues or anything like that, we're able to help troubleshoot them. And then meal support is one of our newest programs, but has quickly become one of our most popular. That's pretty much our partnership with Every Table, where we have pre-made meals where students can come pick up 1 meal every single day, and it's 2 per week. Usually we've been seeing that our meals run out by like Tuesday midday. So we always recommend students to try to come our first day that we distribute. And then our newest program is Adulting 101, which we piloted this past year. This is based on a cohort. Students apply and they stay with their cohort throughout the whole year, and they're required to attend 6 events related to financial security. So it can look like, I remember we did fraud, how to avoid fraud, how to secure your deposit after moving out of your apartment, just life skills. And at the end of it, you get a $500 stipend. But yeah.
Thank you, Shayla. What amazing services. And I hear that a lot from our current students, especially just helping with daily groceries. You know, as our students are preparing or transition from that high school, being at home to now fully independent, this is really helpful. So thank you, Shayla, for coming on. Alrighty, so our next presenter, we have Rhonda High from the Student Business Center. Take it away.
Thank you, Jen. So just real quick before we get started, am I moving down the slides or somebody moving them for me or what's happening here? It's just so I know, so I can get the flow going right.
Thank you, Rhonda. You could just say next slide, and then Ryan will go ahead and hit that slide for you next.
Perfect. I appreciate it. Okay, so welcome everyone. By now, um, everything is new, and I'm going to kick you off with where you need to pay and how that works. So I represent Student Business Services. I'm the Associate Director here, and our main purpose is to interpret that bill that you're about to receive and gladly pay and help you just move along through that. So next slide, please. Quickly here, we have our fee payment due dates, and that is quickly approaching. So you do have a grace period, but please be mindful. I recommend that you put a reminder on your calendar or take a screenshot of this slide. For fall quarter, our fees will assess around August 16th. And then that payment will be due on September 16th. You have a 5-day grace period. Please, we ask that you pay it on time because you don't want to mess with your students' schedule as they have taken a lot of time to get that lined up just the way they need it to be. Next slide, please. Some important reminders, please make sure that you've completed the FERPA, either you've signed up as an authorized payer and or user, you've completed your SLR, your statement of legal residence, because that can greatly impact your fees. Check your emails, that's how we communicate with your students, so remind them of that. Sign up for direct deposit, we recommend that all students sign up for direct deposit in the event they might have excess funds that are coming to them. It's secure and it's fast. Otherwise, checks we only generate once a week. And review the dynamic bill on a regular basis. We recommend at least weekly. Next slide, please. The dynamic bill is just quickly here. So provided the students have accepted all of their aid, that amount will be listed there in estimated aid, and it is included in the overall amount due. So it's already factored into your minimum amount due on the deadline date. Any aid that is on hold, that means that something hasn't been completed. Either you haven't accepted it or something hasn't taken place. So please make sure that you're checking that regularly. One thing to note here, housing. Most housing facilities, all of those charges will be billed quarterly, with the exception of Dundee and North District. Those are considered third-party entities, although they're here on the campus. Okay, next slide, please. We do offer a few payment options. We always like e-check, that is free. You just go in and make that payment online with your checking or savings account. At any time you use a card, there is a service fee attached to that, okay? Because that is an option. If you're using a wire payment for our international payers, there is a fee associated with that as well. And that must be done through the student portal. So please make sure that you're doing that timely. If you're mailing or planning on dropping the payment in our drop box, it must be a check or money order. No cash, please, unless you're coming in person. Next slide. We do have some people that make 529 education payments or 401ks. So we do have a limited list of vendors on our payment option, and you will see that there. There is a $10 flat rate. If you don't see that vendor listed, please have those payments sent directly to you and then make the payment online via e-check. That way, there's no overpayments and we don't have to send it back to you. And again, the student doesn't lose their classes. Next slide. Some important dates, we recommend that everybody bookmark the academic calendar. That's going to tell you and remind you when those fee deadlines are coming up, when we begin to generate refunds, and when that grace period ends for that fee payment. Okay, next slide. Lastly, this is just our website, our email address, and our phone number. We're here to serve you, so please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A lot of amazing information. So thank you so much, Rhonda. Our next guest speaker, please give it up for Stephanie, representing the Financial Aid Office.
Actually, it's going to be me. My name is Mary Grawl. Stephanie and I are both here on this call, but I'm going to be giving the information for financial aid today. Again, I said my name is Mary Grawl. I'm one of the counselors here. Really happy to be presenting this information for you guys. So go ahead, next slide, please. So I want to touch on statement of legal residence. Given that UCR is a state institution, we are required to determine if a student is eligible to pay in-state or out-of-state, which would be non-resident tuition. If a student doesn't complete the the SLR process, they will have a change to their financial aid. So it's really important that that statement of legal residency process is completed with the registrar. Okay, next slide. Understanding revisions and appeals. When we award a student, there are certain things, excuse me, that could impact the financial aid offer that they are initially given. Enrollment, if a student withdraws or drops, if they drop below half-time status, which I'll touch on that in a minute. If a student starts out being in housing, for example, if they are living on campus in a dorm or a residence hall, and then they switch to off campus or with parents, their financial aid offer will change because that housing budget directly connects to what type of aid and how much aid the student can be eligible for. Also, additional scholarships. As a student goes through their time here at UCR, if scholarships are added to their financial aid, other awards could be reduced. We always try to take loans away first because that's the aid that we would want to replace, so a student doesn't have to be in debt. But it could affect financial aid awards overall. And then, of course, withdrawing, as I said, would definitely make a student not eligible to receive financial aid, or not completing the statement of legal residency for in-state aid. Also, appeals. If a student starts out with financial aid based on the 2022 tax information that was given, but there's a drop in a change of income, an appeal could be done to request that that information is reviewed to see if a change could be made to their financial aid award offer. Also, with a cost of attendance budget add-on, for example, sometimes if a student buys a computer mid-year, they might need to request additional loan funds to help pay for that. So there's an appeal that a student can do for those type of things. Next slide, please. Understanding the disbursement process. This is really important because some students, a lot of students actually use the remaining part of their financial aid to help with their living expenses. So financial aid disbursements are made electronically. Funds administered by the office are dispersed on a quarterly basis, so per term. So for example, when fall comes around, financial aid is dispersed. If there's any aid that's left over after the student's tuition and fees and anything on their account is taken care of, that credit balance would be deposited directly into the bank account connected with the direct deposit. If there is not the bank account connected, as Rhonda said, the check would go out in the mail. So I definitely encourage you all to make sure your students got direct deposits signed up. And then any additional aid, the credit balance refund can be used to help cover additional educational and living expenses. Okay, next slide, please. 5 ways to stay eligible for financial aid. Every year you have to renew your FAFSA. You want to do that between the priority window of October 1st and March 2nd. That way you're sure to get the best financial aid offer possible every year. Definitely meet each deadline, submit your paperwork and your tuition and fees on time. Always register for enough units. That's really important because if a student is not registered for at least 12 units, their aid will be affected. We recommend 15 units per quarter. Definitely if you're a Cal Grant recipient, because that will get you out of here in 4 years, and Cal Grant awards are only for 4 years. Also, we have summer terms that students can attend to help facilitate their process of getting their degree in a timely manner. Also, check your holds. RWeb is where the student would go to determine if there are any holds. Sometimes a student will go to register for a class or for classes, and they have a hold from Student Business Services because they've had a balance that they're not aware of. And then it affects their ability to be able to register and move forward with their term and their classes. Another really important item to be aware of is satisfactory academic progress. 3 requirements that all students must follow to keep financial aid. They must maintain a 2.0 cumulative GPA. They have to pass at least 67% of the classes that they take to keep up with the appropriate pace to go through their degree program. And the maximum time frame, complete the 4-year degree within 6 years. The Department of Education gives a student that 6-year time to be able to complete their degree because sometimes extenuating circumstances happen. So next slide, please. Scholarship Universe. This is a new tool that I know Stephanie is really proud of. She worked really, really hard to get this up and running for our department, for our students. It is absolutely the best way to match your student to the scholarships that suit them. You basically would go to the portal ucr.scholarshipuniverse.com, log in using their UCR net ID and password, and answer the questions to start matching with the scholarships. I heard someone say a little while ago, it's like a dating site for scholarships, which I thought was kind of funny. The more questions you answer, the more scholarships you're matched with, from on-campus to off-campus organizations. It's a really efficient way to determine what scholarships you're eligible for. Definitely have your student take the time to do that. There are scholarships that go unawarded sometimes because we don't have a recipient for it. So, and then if you already run a scholarship, please mail it to the check at the UCR cashier's check. It has to be made out to the regents. There are instructions on the website for that. So please make sure you look at that before you send in your check. Next slide, please. So the best way to contact us, we have a phone number dedicated for our office. Our VA benefits, if you are a VA recipient, we absolutely process that aid for you. There's our email alongside up there, finaid@ucr.edu, appointments at the Haas. So definitely a lot of ways to get in touch with our office. So, and don't forget our YouTube channel. Next slide. Oh, there we go. That's it.
Thank you so much, Mary. Very, very helpful information. And as I remind our students, like when we do orientation via Zoom, parents, feel free to take a picture at any time. You want to take out those nice iPhones or whatever phones or smart gadgets you all use, take a screenshot of it so that you can come back. But the session is being recorded, so you can always come back. And it's going to be recorded via YouTube Live, and it'll be located in our homepage. But to introduce you, our next guest, we have Dr. Christina Rogers. Dr. Christina Rogers, take it away.
All right, so good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Dr. Christina Rogers. I am the director for CHASS First Year Experience Programs here at UCR, where I oversee the program leadership capacity within the program. Next slide. So CHASS first year learning communities are common courses pretty much that are based on student majors, which is designed to enhance students' academic performance and student engagement opportunities on campus. And so it also fulfills one or more breadth and major requirements for students, especially for new students, right? And so this transition, as you go along, will help you along the way throughout the learning community aspects within CHASS First. We partner with college departments and campus partners in the fall quarter, where we reserve seats in major related breadth courses for students to help with their transition or with your transition. We also work closely with the CHASS academic advising team and library team as well to help broaden your skill set, to help you get the knowledge that you need to help with your transition as a new student here at UCR. And during the winter and spring quarter, we collaborate with the Career Center, Financial Wellness Program, and many other programs throughout the year to help towards your academic success. Next slide. All right, so as a student, being a part of the year-long learning communities, you will be a part of a 2-unit Chafee 7 College Success course that meets for 50 minutes weekly online through the quarter, which is led by 2 peer educators and the support team here within CHASS First. The course curriculum in the fall focuses on the success and the transition to a university setting where learning more that aspect of transitioning from a high school to a university setting. We also focus more on the personal and professional development in the spring quarter, and then for the spring, or for winter, we focus more on the leadership and sophomore preparation for students transition as they move on to their second year. And so really just giving you that year-long support and guidance within our program. Our peer educators are current undergraduate students who major in CHASS, who are experienced mentors with firsthand knowledge and training to teach these courses, as I mentioned, with the support of us within the office, and really supporting our first year students with the materials and books provided for readings will help you as you prepare into your first year here at UCR. Next slide. And so pretty much, if you have any additional questions or if you run into any roadblocks, please feel free to reach out to the CHASS First programs. We're here to help in any way that's possible. Our email is listed here. My colleagues' email is listed here, the website, social media, and we'll be gladly to assist you at any time. And thank you and welcome to UCR. Can't wait to see you.
Woo woo, thank you, Dr. Rogers. Okay, can I just say really quickly, all of our departments and all of the resources that we offer here at UCR, we are a family. But I will say that for CHASS First with Dr. Rogers, like if your student is hungry or just wants an area just to hang out, CHASS First office is the right office to just hang out, get together, and connect more with peers. They have like a living room setting, very welcoming, and like I said, just a hangout spot. So definitely keep that in mind. But our next speaker, thank you, Dr. Rogers. Like I said, our next guest speaker, we have Chelsea representing the Family Network. Chelsea, go ahead and take it away.
Hi, Jen. Thanks everybody for having me. I am a 2012 CHASS graduate. I got my bachelor's in English. Happy to be back on campus and happy to be presenting tonight. I'm the director of parent and student engagement. So families, if you have been to orientation, you may have already met me, but I am so glad to be here tonight to just remind you what your resources are from orientation all the way to commencement through me and my team. So we do monthly newsletters, we do virtual book clubs, especially for those first-time college parents that are worried about that high school to college transition and what that can look like. And then we do programming all the way from Sacramento to San Diego and Las Vegas. Next slide. So what is the Highlander Family Network? We are a group dedicated to making sure that you feel like you're part of the community, even if your student is on in-housing, if they're a commuter, you as a family member supporting that student still is part of our Highlander family. So we do local events in our 9 regions to make sure that that Highlander spirit is with you, even if you can't be here. We do the communication updates through social media. We have an official Facebook and an official Instagram. And we also have coming in August, a book club through Google Classroom. So we do a lot of virtual programming to keep you informed and engaged. We will end up also doing 12 monthly newsletters. and 3 webinars, 1 per quarter, similar to how the students are getting those through their CHASS First classes. We invite our campus partners to the webinars once every quarter so that you get information and resources about what's available to your student as well. And then we do service in the form of volunteering and invite all of our families to volunteer in their local communities or to give back during those give days that we have on campus. Next slide. So this is just by the numbers, what we've done and accomplished in this last year alone. We instituted 9 regional networks. And like I said, that goes all the way from NorCal down to here and as far out as Las Vegas and counting. So all summer I'm hearing from new parents and those parents are wanting to get involved. So if you are interested in that, the code will be at the end and I'll share again how to get involved. We chose the Our Pantry as our champion fund for our give days last year, and through family involvement raised over $1,500 for that. And then, like I said, we do the give day or give days, but we also do a Highlander Day of Service. And in one day, our families volunteered 150 hours of their time to give back to their local communities. So in Fremont, California, we did a park cleanup. In Newport Beach, we did a beach cleanup, and everywhere in between, we did something and accumulated 150 hours given back to your communities. And then, like I said, I do 12 monthly newsletters. The first year is chaos for every student, even the most prepared one. And that's okay. You can let them do their student thing. And I'll still keep all of those critical dates, deadlines, and reminders in a newsletter so that if they happen to forget something, or if you're curious, you will have that information. Next slide. And like Jen mentioned, this is one of those take a picture slides. One, you're going to get that QR code access for the Highlander Family Regional Survey that allows me to share your contact information with our current regional ambassadors so they can reach out to you and welcome you to the city and to the Highlander community. But it also has my information here as well so that you can contact me. Like I said, I'll hold your hand this whole 4 to 6 year time that you're with us and make sure that you feel confident that your student is getting the best out of what CHASS and UC Riverside offers. So if you have any questions, I'll be on and I'll post answers in the Q&A. But thank you so much for having me here tonight. I really appreciate all of your time.
Thank you, Chelsea. And if I was a parent right now sending my student to college, just having you say that out loud, saying that we're gonna hold your hand throughout the entire 4 to 6 years. Yes. Thank you, Chelsea. That I felt that for real. So shout out to all those parents and just trusting in us and UCR as a whole. So thank you so much. But our next guest speaker, we're going to give it up to Jesus. Jesus, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jesus. I am the mental health promotion specialist for the WELL. We are the backbone organization to the new health, wellbeing, and safety organization on campus. So we kind of drive the common agenda of supporting overall safety and well-being for students on campus. If I can go to the next slide. More specifically, what my department does at the WELL, we're the Health and Promotion and Education Center on campus. So we do a lot of education activities, resource sharing with students around health topics that are important to UCR students with the hopes that they'll kind of be able to build up those healthy behaviors and encourage lifelong, well-being, not just while they're here at UCR, but once they, graduate and move on, that they'll have those habits instilled in them. So our location is very central to the hub, so it's very easy for students to be able to come out and access our services. One key distinction is our office does a lot of the preventative work, which that is the health promotion and education, programming and activities. We're separate from the health center, which they do a lot more of the clinical and medical side of things. Although we do work a lot closely together, our kind of focus area is really doing that preventative piece. So as I mentioned, our office is very popular with students for all of the different services and resources that we do offer. One of them being the grab and go station, which I'll go into in a little bit, but we also do have a tea station where students are able to stop by the office and pick up a free tea every day. And then we used to have an appointment system, but not so much anymore. But students can still come in and pick up a lot of COVID PPE. So masks, sanitizers, cleansing wipes, COVID tests if we have those in stock. And we are open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. So students can just come in whenever they need any of these resources. So our very popular grab and go station is what's pictured here. Students can come in on a daily basis and get 5 free items. And all the items here vary from, sexual health items like condoms, lubes, dental dam, to period products. And we even have sleep hygiene kits, which include earbuds and sleep masks. So there's a variety of items here that students are very encouraged to come and grab whenever they're in need. It's very much a no questions asked situation where they just come in, sign in on the computer, and they can grab whatever they need. This is something that we just opened up very recently. We opened up a lounge at our student health center. Like I mentioned, our main office is very central to campus. This new space is very central to student housing. So if a student is in their dorm and they need access to any of the supplies that we normally carry in our main office, but they're all the way in their dorms, they don't have to come out all the way over here. They can go to this new space called the lounge and they'll have access to those same resources. And they'll also have access to the Student Health Center and Counseling Center as well. And they can use that space over there at the lounge to kind of relax and de-stress and study if they need to. Another thing that we do offer through our office is we have 3 peer groups. So if your students are interested in volunteering and getting involved with the UCR campus and they have an interest in public health, then they can volunteer for any of these 3 peer groups or all 3 of them if they're interested. Active Minds does a lot of the health promotion and education on mental health. Golden Arches does a lot of sexual health and reproductive justice work. And Public Health Peers focus on emerging public health concerns. So this is a great way for students to get involved on campus and really build up their portfolio and build up their professional skills. A lot of the work that gets done through the well is, through our students and our peers. So if your students are really interested in growing professionally in this field of public health, or they just want to really get involved on campus, this is a really great opportunity for them. And all 3 of these groups recruit on a quarterly basis. Next slide. Something that we do offer through our website is we call them e-checkups. So these are self-assessments where students can go on our website and take these assessments and kind of gauge at what level of risk they are with their cannabis use, for example, or their alcohol use, or at what level their well-being is. And if they need extra support or resources, these self-assessments actually link them to resources that are here at the UCR campus. So they don't have to kind of outsource to other, outside agencies. They'll have those resources that are available to them here on campus. Next slide. And then this is another online module that we are trying to really promote this over the summer. So this is free access to all UCR students, staff, and faculty. It's a module where students can go on there. It takes less than an hour, and it really walks them through a simulation of having conversations with students who might be dealing with mental health concerns or might be in distress. And it really builds their capacity to be able to kind of navigate these conversations and connect students with resources. At the end of the training, they get given a certificate that they can download, but they also can download a list of different resources that are available on campus and off campus that they can share with anybody who might be dealing with mental health concerns. And then the last thing that I did want to highlight is Scotty's Final Call. So this is an email notification system that runs through our office. So whenever there's any free food items on campus or any health promotion items on campus, other departments let us know. And then if students are enrolled in this system, then they receive those email alerts and then they can go and pick up those items. So this is a great way to kind of reduce food waste on campus. Oftentimes there's big meetings and there's a lot of food left over. And before, that food would either not be taken or it would have to end up being thrown away. So with this system in place, we can send out that alert and then students can come by and pick up all those items. So, we're getting that food into the hands of the students who really need it.
Thank you so much, Jesus. My favorite one has to be the sleep hygiene one. Can staff and faculty get that access to, Jesus? I'm just kidding, Jesus, but this is all really great information. And and it's information that as students, sometimes it could be scary, right? Or embarrassing or not knowing. So thank you so much for that powerful, powerful information. So please, right now is a perfect time. We have one more presenter. But before we present our last presenter, please just a reminder to use the Q&A feature so that we can answer your question live. Thank you for those of you that have submitted those questions already. I will be calling on those departments specifically so that you guys can go ahead and unmute yourself and answer them so that it could still be recorded. And then everybody can see exactly what the question was and what the answer is. So for our next guest speaker, we have Danielle representing our peer advisors. So Danielle, these are, I think, oh my goodness, as an academic advisor, it's hard to see all students, right? So for specific general questions, we have an amazing team within our CHASS academic advisors. These are called our CHASS peer academic advisors, and they are truly the VIP. They're the how do you say it? The most valuable players, the MVPs, okay? Because when the academic advisor is with another student or we're out on a conference or whatever that case may be, if they just have a general question, they can always just reach out to our CHASS peer academic advisors and they will get all of those questions answered. And if they don't know it on the spot, because we're not Google, even the advisors are not Google, right? So we will figure it out together, okay? So our next speaker, Danielle, please take it away.
Yeah, well, hi, my name is Danielle. I'm a fourth-year psychology major and a business marketing minor. Just a little bit about what CHASS peer advisors do is that we help all students with, like Jen was saying, just general advising and mentorship, like what classes to take, how to get involved at UCR in order to achieve like a more smoother transition and experience throughout the students' 4 years here at UCR. So feel free to use the Q&A to ask me like any questions regarding about student life. And if we run out of time or we don't get to your question, then don't hesitate to reach out to us at our email, chasspeers@ucr.edu.
Thank you, Danielle. Really, really. Right now, parents, let's take out those phones. And this is one email that for sure has to be saved on every record, okay? So that you can tell your student, hey, you don't know the question? Let's find out right now, right? Obviously, give us a couple of days, but we will respond to that, okay? So we'll take our live questions right now. So one of the parents asked if they're wondering, so hi, I was wondering what happens if the FAFSA comes in after the paid tuition or the other fees has been assessed. So if Mary or Rhonda or someone in that department can please unmute themselves and answer that question, that would be amazing, please.
So I'll take the first part of it. Great question. If it comes in late and you've already made the payment, financial aid will still disperse those amounts to the student account, and provided there are no other charges on the account, it'll pay whatever else is there. If it's nothing there, then the amount will be in excess or a refund that is due that student. So again, let me reiterate, please sign up for direct deposit. It's secure and you'll get it within 3 to 5 days from the date of notification.
And I'll take the second part of that. So even if we receive your FAFSA late, as long as you're enrolled and you meet the criteria to receive financial aid, we will award and process based on that information.
Thank you so much, Rhonda and Mary, for that information. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next question. So where can you see on our web that the transcripts, if transcripts were received for transfer students, and what community college courses were applied toward UCR requirements? Ooh, this one's a good one. I take it, but we also have a couple of other academic advisors on the call. The best way is to kind of give it some time. So right now, the Office of Undergraduate Admissions, and I can say this successfully because, or I can confirm this information because I used to work for the Office of Undergraduate Admissions here at UCR. they receive so many different transcripts, so many different information, so many I get C's, not just transfer, but right now currently like our freshman population, right? So give it some time, but ultimately once everything has been processed, you should be able to see everything on your degree audit. That is going to be like your best friend here at UCR in terms of, academic advisement. So during orientation, when you meet with your academic advisors, we will review the degree audit and kind of show you where those classes will come in. So just allow some time. If you have already sent that information, like I said, it should be posted on degree audit, but just allow some time. You can always triple check with the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. You can ask the advisor, but ultimately to get the best answer would be directly from the source, and that would be undergraduate admissions. So please confirm with them. Alrighty, for our next question, how can I access the dynamic bill? Student will already be already with a lot of information. Is there a way to send the bill to parents as well as students? Or can we sign up through a parent portal? What can we use so that we can allow and have access to that dynamic bill? So if someone can please answer that live for us, please.
I'll take it. So great question again. So if your student has authorized you as an authorized payer, so there's two ways. There's one for us to speak and one for you to get the bills and get the notifications. So make sure they go to their student account online. They will click on authorized payer and add you to that, add your name and add your email address. Once you get that, once they do that, you'll receive your own personal access to that portal. Then every time we generate a bill, when we send out those notifications, you will get that reminder as well.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. And speaking about giving authorization to different people, right? That also applies for the undergraduate academic advising team. Depending what your major is or who your academic advisors, please, because they're now adult parents, right? We have to protect not only the identity, but also protect the students' overall academic record, right? Now, we are allowed only if the student gives permission and waives those FERPA rights. Again, check in with the student's assigned academic advisor. They might have a different method. Typically, an email works just fine, but it has to be sent every single time, every single session, every single phone call, doesn't matter what it is, because 1 week the parent and student might be okay, and then maybe the next week, maybe they got in a fight. Who knows, right? It is the reality. And maybe that student doesn't want to give the parent the information anymore. Now, we do get a lot of stuff like, well, I pay for the bills. I pay for this. That is amazing. And we hope that continues. But again, to protect the identity and to protect the overall privacy of our students, we do have to respect that authority, and only they can just simply say, I waive my FERPA rights to the specific individual that they want to release that information to. So thank you so much. Alrighty, for the next question, we have one that says, will there be one-on-one advising during virtual orientation? And Elijah, yes. So if it's a Zoom one, if it's the orientation is via Zoom, we will have breakout rooms where we can pull you to the side and answer or just assist you through that process. So yes, you will have that opportunity to have a one-on-one to register for your classes. Okay, so great question, Elijah. We have another question. Is there any way we can meet one-on-one to get more information about the payments with financial aid or other grants my daughter is receiving? Can financial aid or SPS answer that?
I can answer that.
Okay,
Oh, do you want to go ahead and answer, Stephanie?
that's fine. You could answer.
We have appointments at the Highlander One-Stop Shop. A student is welcome to make those appointments, and a counselor will meet with the family. So you can do that. That's probably the best way to make an appointment to meet with one of our financial aid staff.
And I just want to add a little bit to that. So all of the financial aid disbursements are electronic. So once you've completed all of your requirements and you've gone through that, it will disperse to the student account. So please, make sure that you're checking your emails regularly. Your student is. That's how we communicate with them. So I can't stress that enough.
Thank you, Rhonda, for that. And Mary, thank you. Yes, ask your students this: how many times do they check their personal social media accounts? Right? You probably see them all the time on their gadgets, right? You just see that little finger scrolling. So that's how many times they should be checking their UCR email. They cannot contact us. I mean, they can, but it'll be just general information if they contact us through their personal emails. We cannot identify hotgirl123@gmail.com, right? We cannot see who the student is. So please, please make sure they are using their UCR email. And again, it's to protect their identity and confirm that that is the student. So for our next question, we have Joey Garcia, who asked, how would I know if I submitted my SLR? Also, when will I be assigned to meet with our peer advisors? So I believe, Rhonda, you requested to answer this one, and then I can talk a little bit about the peer advisors, or if not, Sarah or Danielle can jump onto that question.
Well, just briefly, because we don't have a representative from the registrar's office. So what I did link was you want to go to that registrar's website, to the statement of legal residence. It is critical, as financial aid mentioned, it will affect you. So if you don't, if you haven't gone through that process, you can click that link and follow those detailed instructions, and it will show you how to ensure that you have completed your requirement. You can also send to reshelp@ucr.edu, and they will be more than happy to assist you.
And then I can speak a little bit about assigning a peer advisor. So hi, everyone. I'm Sarah Cooney. I'm one of the academic advisors. I work in psychology. So any psychology or neuroscience majors will be coming over to us. I also oversee the peer academic advisor. So Danielle is here and shared a little bit about what they do. So students don't get assigned to peer advisors the same way that they do academic advisors. That's a really good question. But one of the many benefits of peer advisors is that any students can see any of them at any time. So whenever, again, prior to orientation, post-orientation, throughout all of your time here, you can meet with a peer advisor during their virtual drop-in hours, send them an email, follow them on Instagram. There's tons of ways to connect. So feel free to join them whenever.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everybody, for hopping in. Dr. Rogers, do you want to just briefly speak on our peer mentors also within CHASS first? We have a lot of mentors to, really support our students here.
Absolutely. We have our peer educators who are here to help support year long, to help support our first year students. If you have any questions, or if you feel lost, or if you want to meet one-on-one, our peer educators can most definitely help you navigate just through campus partnerships, right? Being involved in campus life. They're here to help support you in any way. I wish 20 plus, I don't want to give my age, but 20 plus years ago, I wish I had support services, as, the CHASS First program. So most definitely our peer educators are very much well trained. They actually take a leadership course with me in the spring to help navigate through the experience that they provide to our first year students. So most definitely ensuring that our first year students and our students, also our transfer students, right, in particular, to help support with the peer mentorship program, and really just finding yourself here on campus, because sometimes you can feel lost. You can feel alone, right? Especially if you don't know anyone. But most definitely, once you leave CHASS First, you will have plenty of friends here.
That is so true. Thank you so much, Dr. Rogers, for that information. And we're also going to have our advising session virtually on August 14th. Sign up for that. If that's going to be, we're going to have a lot more academic advisors to talk to our transfer population about just more support and definitely more resources. That'll be August 14th from 2 to 3 p.m. So let your students know. It's more for the students, but any family member can hop on there and just get more information. Okay, so our next question is, what if we cannot pay or we don't have enough with our financial aid office or financial aid grants or money?
So they should be reaching out to us now through the HOS, or if they're at a distance, they can email us or call us to meet on Zoom or something else. But they should be reaching out now to plan for that and to see what resources we can provide. The earlier the better, so that we can help them. Jumping into Scholarship Universe doesn't hurt. We're awarding scholarships there every day, but I do recommend they reach out to us so we can find out what we can do. Sometimes there's an appeal we can do if there was a change, a shift in family income. And so those will be opening in about a week from now. They're not opened yet because we're still awarding all of the students, but as soon as we get the majority of students awarded, they'll open. And we'll begin working with families to see if they might qualify for something like that. But they can reach out now. Phones are open normally 9 to 4:30, Monday through Friday, or they can come to the Haas or email us to set up a virtual appointment to talk through their situation.
Additionally, if it's, I'm sorry, Stephanie, I didn't mean to cut you off. Additionally, if you've gone through all that and you're getting what you're getting, we do offer a deferred payment plan every quarter. And for those who are not, on financial aid, but can't pay the full amount, all up front. So we do offer the deferred payment plan that is on our website. You can also go to the Haas station. It is for fees and tuition only, and it will break your tuition costs up into 3 installments that must be applied for every single quarter, and there is a non-refundable processing fee for that. So that information is on our website, or anyone at the Haas can go through some of those details with you.
Thank you so much. And big shout out to Rhonda, Stephanie, and Mary, because y'all do a lot, for reals, for reals. And I have called several times, and I don't know who the people in the front desk are, but they are amazing. They're so nice. Even if I'm like, I don't know, I'm with the student right now and I'm in crisis and the student is freaking out and I'm freaking out as the advisor. But you know what? They make it all just go away, and they bring that calmness. So I do appreciate those departments, because I'm one of those advisors that constantly calls, fighting for our students, so shout out to you all. But for our next question, how do we sign up for the newsletter? Chelsea, if you can please put that on the link or on the chat once more, just for our family, so they can sign up for those lovely, lovely information to just keep up with us.
Yes, I've
Yeah,
added the link to, sorry, Jen. I will have asked Ryan, I've asked Ryan to post it for everybody, but if you've signed up once, you're good. You don't have to sign up multiple times. And already 5 people from this call have done that link. So shout out to you guys for staying informed.
Yay, thank you so much. Alrighty, so any last minute questions, please use it on the Q&A. But one of the questions saying, how do we do and find work study? Hey, that's a good one. Any of our Danielle, do you want to take that one for us? Since you're, I don't know, or any Elaine or Sarah, any of the, or Myra, any academic advisors want to take this one?
I can take it since it's financial aid program. So you need to be offered work study on your award. If you're already offered work study, you're going to connect with career services, because we want students connected from the moment they walk in the door all the way through until long after they graduate for opportunity. So they have a portal where you can go look for jobs to use your work study, and they pre-publish the job so you can kind of take a look, and then all in one day they publish all of them, and then you can apply. Financial aid has workshops, and the link is on our website. If you just go to our website or put in UCR work study, you can find it. There's more than just federal work study here at UCR. So I want to be really careful that there's so much opportunity beyond regular work study for students. So even if you don't have work study, you can do an appeal to see if you can get it. But lots of students who have work study don't choose to use work study because it just pays a paycheck like a job. It doesn't go towards your expenses. So there are many amazing job opportunities and research opportunities here at UCR that students also get involved with, or they double dip, they do both. So we encourage you, you can go to the website. If you have work study, you'll be invited pretty soon to the workshop to learn how to use it and the paperwork you need to fill out. And if you don't have work study, still go to our website. We have College Core, we have DSIG, we have some other opportunities so that you can get involved if you're ready to start adding some career work experiences to your resume.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. And yes, hands down to the Career Center. They do an amazing job in just kind of getting more information, what's available out there, how to use Handshake, how to build your resume, how to build your cover letter, and get this, how to get a free headshot. Okay. As our students are navigating, yes, we want to support them and make sure that they are okay to start their first year. But before you know it, the next time we blink, parents, caregivers, aunts, neighbors, uncles, abuelitas, whoever is in this call, by next year, we are hoping that our students get more connected, right? Maybe they're going to do that internship. Maybe they're going to do that work study. But with all of that, one simple thing is they really do need a headshot. And that's something that students sometimes don't think about, right? So as we want to continue helping our students, get connected with UCR, build that resume, right? But if you don't take a workshop on how to build your resume, do not wait till senior year to start building that resume. That resume should start building as soon as maybe your second year of here being at UCR. And that's wherever, but that's the one advice that we can give you. Go ahead, Dr. Rogers.
And I just want to also say that we have leadership positions within CHASS First. So if, paid leadership positions. So if students want to become a peer educator or student ambassador, most definitely they can, be a part of that process, go through the interviewing process, but also we help support and we work with the Career Center on helping students prep on how to interview, because some students really don't have anything on their resume. So just really broadening their skill set, helping them grow as leaders and supporting their academically, process, but understanding more of the leadership component that comes with it, because some students graduate with no experience, right? And so partnering with campus partners, making sure that our students are aware of these different services to help them as they maneuver through, their freshman, sophomore, up to their senior year, right? And they leave here UCR with work experience, some type of internship opportunities, and right? So looking more of that aspect to help support in that line of field, but CHASS First most definitely have leadership opportunities for our students to grow.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rogers. And that's how I began my journey as being an advisor. I literally started in the financial aid office as a student assistant. So, hey, that goes a long way. So all of these leadership roles that you just mentioned, Dr. Rogers, that serves as experience when the student graduates, because when they graduate, a lot of these job postings say we need 3 to 5 years of experience. And then your students going, but mom, I just graduated, right? So this is where that experience comes in clutch. So just a friendly reminder. But we have about 2 more questions before our time's up. So let me just hurry. Well, before I get to those questions, please check out our additional summer engagement sessions. And please register for those sessions so that you can be more connected with us and see what's going on over summer here within CHASS. But someone's asking about when they can get more information about their dorm. If someone can please put the housing information or the housing link on the chat. Unfortunately, we don't have any representatives from housing today, but definitely call them as well. You can give them a call, you can send them an email and get that information so that you can know what rooms you're going to be getting. And then the final question is, where can we find the physical CHASS building? That's such a great question. So if someone maybe can also put a map of the UCR campus, but basically I don't think you can miss the CHASS building. It's literally in the center, kind of like by the flagpole, but someone could please just put that map on there. I get lost all the time too, so it's okay. It's normal for all of us. But thank you all so much for joining us. It has been a beautiful pleasure. Enjoy your evening, and thank you all. See you in the fall.